Build a highly profitable real estate machine with explosive, exponential growth that works harder for you than you work for it, while living a life by design. Breakthroughs are all around you, but you don't see them until now. Join Jason Williford here at the Ultimate Real Estate Machine as he converses with highly respected and world-renowned experts from inside and outside the real estate industry. You'll discover proven business, marketing, and sales strategies that transform you into the most trusted, dominant, and influential expert in your market, the preeminent agent. Each episode brings you one step closer to the highly profitable and fulfilling real estate business that you've been longing for. Here's your host, Jason Williford.
Got a really special guest on today, my great friend, AJ Aluthwala. He's the co-founder and the CEO of Callisto Art, which is an online marketing company specializing in websites and SEO for small to medium-sized businesses. He's worked with over 200 companies across the world. He's also been named Callisto Art. His business was named Upper Tampa Bay's Chamber of Commerce 2020 Small Business of the Year. AJ's lived, worked in Asia, Europe, and North America, visited over 15 countries around the world. Without further ado, Mr. AJ Aluthwala, how you doing, brother?
Doing great, brother. Thank you very much for having me. You know, it's a genuine pleasure to be here.
Hey, I'm grateful for you to take time to be on as well. And it's going to be a lot of fun today because I just want you to speak to the listeners and tell them more about what you do in the digital marketing space, and then we'll get rocking.
We'll do. So for those who are listening, I like to call myself a marketing technology strategist. What that means is that my team and we provide online marketing solutions for businesses through high conversion websites. We work on search engine optimization and mobile apps to generate qualified leads to build and engage audience. And as Jason shared with you all, we've worked with over 200 companies in the past, produced 20 cloud-based systems and built over 40 mobile apps. So when I see something, I know exactly how to make it better online and obviously get you the biggest bang for your buck.
That's amazing. I can't wait to dig into this stuff because it is so crucial for real estate agents, lead generation, lead conversion, and the power of a magnificent website to even a good website. That's an opportunity for people to miss out on a ton of income. The difference between even a good site to a great is substantial when you look at it as potential missed opportunities for your business. I do like to, not everyone knows what a CRM is, and not everyone knows what SEO is. Can you give us a simple definition of what a CRM is and what
Absolutely.
It does for people?
Absolutely. So CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management and Software, right? So it's pretty much a database, or it's a platform which can capture all the leads which you have generated through maybe online marketing, maybe through cold calling, maybe through your mailers, however you do it. And by obviously, networking, in-person networking, word of mouth. And rather than having all these lead information in an Excel sheet, this is how we used to do it back in the day, right? Mm-hmm. And keep notes, we throw it into a system. So that way, when you do follow-ups, you can leave notes for yourself or for your team members. And also, you can create tasks for yourself to follow up in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 2 months, 3 months, 1 year, 10 years, right? You just have to follow up, because follow up is so important, right? We all know we've spent the time getting these leads, right? we work very hard to get these leads, but if there's no follow-up, you pretty much burn through your effort, burn your money, right? And you're not going to see any results. So it's extremely important to have a CRM system which works for you. Some of them, like the names, if I can throw out some, like Salesforce. You probably have heard about Salesforce, HubSpot. And then there are other good CRMs such as Zoho CRM, Pipedrive, Freshworks. These are just, some of the names which are out there, and they're not expensive. So I would highly recommend anyone tuning in today to get a CRM for your practice, because your brokerage will flourish when you have that CRM. Next question.
I think you hit, I did want to hit on something really quick. And just a reminder for me when we started talking is how powerful you are in direct response marketing. You've learned from some of the best in the world as well, like I have that are some of the best marketers in the world, direct response marketers. And one thing you said that stuck out, it reminded me of what Jim Rohn says, is that there's pennies in a sale and there's a fortune in the follow-up. And you nailed that with having an appropriate CRM where your database lives at, that you can then go back to and market with text campaigns, email campaigns, ringless voicemail, obviously dials, etc. So that was magnificent. Thank you. Going into SEO, what is your simple definition of SEO?
So SEO, for those who don't know, stands for search engine optimization. We're talking about the world of Google, right? Mm-hmm. So when people are serious about spending money, what do? They go in and they look at Google, right? You go into Google, for an example, you need an electrician at your house. You need a plumber at your house. You need a CPA. If you don't know whom to ask, the place you ask is Google, right? So everything you can do in Google to make sure that you're seen is search engine optimization, or SEO, right? So that's the simplest definition I can give. Now, to do SEO, you
don't want to be on page 2 of Google,
right? You don't want to be on page 10 either. So you want to be, no. you definitely want to be on the top of Google. Page 1 is great place. We've had folks in highly competitive industries such as the legal industry. Obviously, real estate is a very competitive industry as well. The legal industry, we moved people who are not even in the top 100 to number 1 position locally in their local market, because they were really after the local market. And for real estate agents, I also believe that the local market is extremely important. Right? People always go and search for someone who's local. Yeah, someone who's your neighbor, right? So it's important that we get shown in Google when someone's searching for your name.
So what are some strategies, if it's not too complicated, because tech can get complicated. I know it can for me, but what are some strategies that you can take to get higher up in the SEO? What I do is I don't look for the how to do it. I look for the who to do it. When it comes to stuff like building platforms, websites, CRMs, putting all that stuff together. Not saying that I could not learn how to do it, but I don't have all the time, all the years and years and years, and then inexperience that someone like yourself has. So what are strategies that you guys take to rank higher on Google?
That's a great question, Jason. So what I'm going to share is something even better. I'm going to share a strategy the listeners can implement on their own without even having to hire someone like me or my team to do something like this, right? So You have probably heard of the Google My Business profile. If you haven't,
Yes.
you can go to business.google.com and sign up for your own Google My Business profile for free, right? This is available for free. So what Google does is, once you create this profile, they send you a postcard, and then you get verified. And after that, your information is out there, right? So make sure there's something called a NAP consistency: name, address, and phone number. Whatever the name you have in your website, make sure you have the same name in your Google account, as well as all the other social media accounts as well. And the address, make sure you have the same address everywhere. Phone number, make sure you have the same phone number everywhere. And also, now I know that all of you are really, really great at putting Facebook posts, right? Getting creative on the IG, the Instagram, right? There's something called Google Posts as well, which you can do through the Google My Business profile. A lot of people don't know about it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's
again, I look for the who, not the how.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
You go and talk about the services you provide and what's your uniqueness. What do you bring to the table? You talk about that. Make sure you have a lot of keywords. So think from in your profile. Think from the perspective of the people who are searching for your information, right? For the who, right? Real estate agent in my area, West Chase, right? It can be a new construction real estate agent in wherever, right? So use these keywords as you are creating your Google posts. Now, one thing to remember is you don't want to sound robotic, right? Google doesn't like it. People don't like it. So you want to have it, these keywords almost hidden in a paragraph, right? So this is something which you can do.
Making it conversational through the ad copy that you write.
Exactly. Make it conversational. Now, when we do it, we do the Google My Business profile optimization. Then we do so many on-page optimizations. It's basically getting into the nitty-gritty of how we do it. And then we also do what we call off-page or ghost SEO pages. So behind the scene SEO pages on your website. Now, having said that, to do all of this, you probably need to have on the website side your own website, right? If you get a page on your company website, you get the free page in some of the popular or the well-known real estate company websites. You cannot really do anything because you'll have to talk to the IT, and they won't lift a finger to make any changes on your personal page. So I suggest getting your own website so you can do all this back-end stuff to make you more popular online.
Love that. Hey, what would you say is, like, in a website, what would you say are the components to have a magnificent website?
Yeah,
must-haves.
Yeah, it's. I think there's actually a good flow you need to have. It's really the components. I like to refer to them as a flow. First flow, or the first section, or the first component is describe your value proposition in less than 15 words. No clutter. Don't overstuff anything. In almost a one-liner. Say, this is what you bring to the table. Second component is add some stats to show your experience. The number of clients you had, the number of products you sold, anything which you can highlight about your service. Make that pretty evident in the second section. Third one is, if you have worked with some big name clients and you have the ability to use their logos, put them, like sprinkle them in a section to build confidence, to show your, whomever users who are on the website that you have worked with these people. So you have that the confirmation bias, the trust, the confirmation bias, right? Yes. And then fourth component is present some brief case studies, right? So I can say that I'm a great real estate agent, right? I can self-proclaim that, but how did you actually do it, right? If you can present not too many, just 3 case studies, write a paragraph or 2 in each one of them, that's going to have a lot of power because people love stories. Tell your story, right? 5th component, discuss your products and services using icons, images, and videos, because visuals are very powerful, right? No, you don't want to get into just trying to get a lot of information out there without the visual on the homepage itself. And by the way, you need to have all of these things on your homepage very briefly. And if someone's interested in learning more, they can hit that learn more button and obviously get more into what that component is. Now, 6th component is some testimonials and actual customer testimonials. You can lift them up from your Google My Business profile or from your Facebook account, or it can be just from all over, right?
Yes.
And 7th one is describe your approach to solve a problem, right? Your approach and the process. What is it, right? How is that different from everyone else who's out there? And the 8th section is a lead form to collect prospects data. So they've seen
the opt-in.
The opt-in. They've seen all you got, right? All right. What do we do now? The call to action. People call this the CTA, call to action. Have a lead form. So to collect the prospects data. Now talking about the CRM, this lead form information needs to go to 2 different places. One is your CRM, so it's automatically there, and you don't have to copy and paste from an email into the CRM. The other place is obviously the email. So you notice that someone has actually sent something through the website. So the reason why I said it needs to go to 2 places is because sometimes your email program might mark an email coming from your own website as spam. Then you're never going to see it, but it's going to stay in your CRM. That's why it's important to have that CRM.
Amen. You killed that, brother. That was amazing. And one thing I want to take a deeper dive in, because I just love it and it's fun to me, and it's the psychology of influence in marketing. And there's a book called Influence by Robert Cialdini. It's one of my favorite books. Then he wrote a book called Persuasion. In the book of Influence, there's 6 principles to marketing. And I'm pretty sure that in your explanation of those components that you hit all of those 6 principles of influence, of the psychology of influencing someone to do business with you. In the book Persuasion, they add another principle, which is unity in that. But I just think it's really fun. But you just hit on it, is how do you persuade someone, and you have to capture them immediately on your site or they're going to move on somewhere else. So you did a magnificent job of hitting that, and we could do a whole 5 episodes on that type marketing.
Absolutely.
And actually, that's one thing that you and I are working on behind the scenes in beta right now. That's going to be a lot of fun. That we're testing, not just testing, what we're working on is proven. We know it works. It's like referrals. Like I have a lead agent referral mastery with Jay Abraham. There is not any other more proven, more profitable lead source on the planet than a referral from a trusted friend. And same thing ties back to influencer marketing, like the true principles of marketing. It's proven, unless human beings just completely, our minds just get reprogrammed some crazy way. And it's not, I'm just theoretically speaking, influencer marketing has been around for many probably hundreds of years before they knew what it was, and it'll be around for many years to come because it's human psychology. Great explanation you hit on there. How do you tie in direct response marketing principles with internet marketing?
Yeah, absolutely, Jason. So if you look at the numbers globally, around 68% of website visits which happened in 2020 came from mobile devices. This is an increase of 63% in 2019. So the COVID 2020, you know, the amount of searches went up, in the direct response marketing principles, we talk about when someone wants to get something, you immediately give it to them, right? You know, when they are ready to react, you are there to fulfill that need, right? That's direct response marketing. That is what it's all about. So
it's when you put and what a fast way I like to describe it is we can't afford to brand, like be a brander type marketer like Delta, like Coca-Cola, like Home Depot, where they can just put a logo on a billboard and there's their marketing. Direct response marketing is, hey, if I can put $1 in and I can get a return of $5, $10, $3, whatever the number is. And actually, you know, back even to the book, The Ultimate Real Estate Machine, it's in there and it talks about direct response marketing deeper and, you know, being actually able to have ads that trigger when you have a strong return on investment, or if it's not. And how do you with direct response marketing principles, it's even working up until break-even point, because at break-even point, you're still getting the branding from it,
right?
That piece of it. But anyway,
no, I mean,
go ahead.
Yeah. I think, you know, you hit it on the head, you know, hit the nail on the head there. So that's exactly what I was trying to get into. So when you do a website, right? When you do email marketing campaigns, when you have text message campaigns, when you invest in a CRM, when you run Google ads, when you run social media ads, you are looking for those responses, right? Immediate reactions, so people can connect with you. So it's all to do with your copy and the visuals, and some of the items from those 8 things which I mentioned earlier, customer testimonials, right? So the case studies. So these are kind of things which you have to plug into your messaging when you are doing any kind of direct response, right? Just if you really think about it, we all get the mailers about all different types of services. A lot of those mailers, people pick it up and just throw it away because it's not telling a story. They are not telling a story. Now, the great thing about the internet marketing space is you can tell a story. You're not limited to the available screen real estate in your screen or your recipient screen, right? They can keep on scrolling, right? If you're telling a story, that's gonna suck them in to potentially working with you, because you are telling about the wins you had for your clients, the wins you had personally. You can talk about your background to show them that, no, you are actually one of them. Right? You're not,
and that's where the power of copywriting comes in. Exactly. And I agree 1,000% with you that stories, facts tell and stories sell. That is one of the biggest things about being a powerful marketer, is being a powerful storyteller. Maybe story seller. I think there's even a book called Story Seller. but make sure that your story is fascinating, because here's the catch-22 is that it's so easy. If they're getting bored, they'll just next. They're on to their next website. So that being the power of, having the right copy, not going too deep into a story. You have to keep them interested. And, that's one of the principles of copywriting is, how long should ad copy be? And really, how long ad copy should be is as long as it can be until you start to lose them. You do not want your ad copy to bore people, because we all live in the world today, the sense of immediate gratification. And if they're not getting immediate gratification, what feeds what they are looking for at that moment, they're on to the next. What would you say are some common mistakes that some of the high-level entrepreneurs that you've worked with through the years, or what are just common mistakes that you see people make with platforms and CRMs and their websites?
It's funny you asked that question, Jason. 99% of the website work, especially the website work we get, is from someone who already has a website. And the reason why I say that is because the website was created maybe 3 to 5 years ago. It's not generating any leads. It's not making their phone ring. It looks dated. And it's literally not working for them. It used to be a showpiece, but now it's an eyesore, right? So the common mistake a lot of entrepreneurs, especially who are in that startup mode, who are hungry, they make is trying to hire someone for cheap. I think that's the easiest way I can say it. They would hire their kids. They would hire their cousin Winnie. They would hire some guy who's in between jobs.
Penny wise and pound foolish.
Right. Get a because you got to think about it. This is the marketing message which is seen 24/7 by everyone whom you want to do business with. And you really want it to look bad, right? So you want to make sure that obviously I'm not saying that you're going to spend a ton of money and go get a website which costs you a fortune. I'm not saying that. So please don't misunderstand. I'm saying that do your due diligence, get the website before you need the website, right? It's like, when you are successful, what's the kind of the website you want to have? Get that today. And when you
I agree with you. I've done that before. And we've all done it before, whether it's a website or some other product, because the word cheap and great quality are not used in the same sentence. It's just not cheap and great quality. It just doesn't happen. And what can happen when you try to go cheap on a website is that you spend X amount of dollars to get the website, and then it's not working for you. It's not what you thought it would be. It's not driving traffic. It's not driving conversions. And then next thing you know, you have to hire AJ. And not only does AJ, AJ does a magnificent job, and he can't be the cheapest guy, because like your team is amazing to work with, and you don't get great people on your team by paying peanuts, for one. So you have an amazing team that not only does it right, but delivers a high level of client experience, and also is just very systematic. That's also another key to having a website built. If a site is, I have one agent that's a friend of mine. Her site has been in the being built phase for about 5 months now. And you just hit on the fact that, hey, if your site is 5 years old, if it's probably even 4 years old, it's starting to get to that dated phase. And, time is just of the essence. and having someone that has systems in place that can get it done quickly, because if not, your site is becoming outdated before you even launch the site.
Right.
But that was magnificent what you hit on. Just mistakes that are made. And I agree 1,000% with you. We always get what we pay for. So you definitely don't want to go cheap with the website, because if you do, you're just missing out on a plethora of opportunities.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's Jason. We all, when we want to have something nice, we splurge, right? Maybe it's a house, maybe it's a handbag, maybe it's a car, right? But people try to cheapen it out when it's that main thing which is going to make you the most money. Just think about the ROI. When you have a great website and the numbers which I shared.
You just hit on something. You hit on something that was very profound. All those things that whether you did it intentionally or not, it was profound. All those items, the examples you hit on, are all depreciating assets that are expenses.
Right.
But a professionally developed website is not an expense. It's an investment.
Absolutely. Completely agree.
Love that.
Yeah.
Let me see here. And they're going to be editing this down as well, too. So
I got you. And then the next one is, why plans terminate yet?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
I think we already hit on some of the other stuff too. Yeah. It's okay. It didn't have to be in order. Bounce around a little bit.
Yeah.
I got a question for you. And my question is, in my realm, in real estate, our company has had, through the years, many buyers terminate working with other agents that they've been working with and come to work with us. In conversations that you and I have had in the past, it sounds like you get a lot of that in your business as well. So what happens? What are some of your clients dealing with when they come to see you? Because that is some of the people that come to see you, is that, hey man, what I've got, it's not working. I spent all this darn money and it's just not working for you. Why are those people terminating their services with another provider and hiring you?
So that's again a great question. So the main reason is because the previous entity or the guy they were working with is missing in action. That's the main reason. So
oh my gosh, that's annoying.
Yeah, when they come to us, they get a very high level production quality in the websites, the systems, the mobile apps we create. Our team is extremely responsive. You obviously have experienced that, Jason. We a lot of businesses have at least, or agencies have at least 2 days or 3 days of turnaround time, even to say that I received the email, we are working on it, but you notice that our guys are like that, right? Almost immediate. You send an email, here's a response back. Definitely within 24 hours. And also the after sales customer service. I think this is a very important concept when it comes to the website design, because entrepreneurs as well as website developers think that a website work is done when it has been created. Actually, the website work starts when it has been created. I like to say that it's like marriage, right? Getting married is not the end game; it's the start of of a journey together, right? Mm-hmm. So you have to work on it to keep it going. So like that, websites, once it's created, you get it all polished up, you put it out there for everyone to see. The problem is technology changes. all the time. It's not a problem. It's actually a good thing. Technology changes all the time. Before we know it, iPhone 20 will be here, right? So we have to keep on changing how the websites, depending on how people digest the information which you throw on a website, right? How you get the for them to do the call to action on a website. And also you want to stay ahead of the curve, right? If everybody's doing the same thing, it gets old. No one likes that, right? It's like, when you're on LinkedIn, the moment you accept someone's friend request now, the next thing you know is, hey, I want to sell you blah, 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 blah.
If you're doing what everyone else is doing,
right,
you're a commodity. I was reading an article late last night. I worked really late, and I was reading an article in Real Trends, which is a famous publication for the real estate industry. And it said that in that article that the amount of agents that are currently in America, it just broke a record, broke the record of the most agents in real estate in the country ever.
Right.
Which means, and you don't want to be a commodity. You don't want to be a part of, in the real estate industry, only 11% of consumers trust real estate agents. That's per a study done by Business Wire in 2018. So that is not, I don't want to be with the pack.
Right.
I want to stand out from the pack. And one of the greatest ways to do that is through influencer marketing.
Absolutely.
And having a magnificent, but you have to have a magnificent platform to have those qualities on that make you stand out and make you stand above the maddening crowd that give you authority, that give you preeminence, that give you the influence. That's just must-haves. They'll bleep out some of this stuff, man. I'm not 1,000% on today.
Right. It's all good.
But it'll be good when it comes out there.
Yeah.
Well, shoot, AJ, is there anything left that you'd like to leave our listeners with today?
Yes, absolutely. I think it's important. I kind of share this little story. I am closing on my brand new house, a new construction house, which we've been building for the last 16 months. We are closing.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We are closing tomorrow. So we are very excited. We are really spiked about it. And I'm so glad to be on this podcast today, which is the Agents on Fire podcast, which is a real estate podcast. And I'm doing the real estate deal tomorrow. So which is great. Now,
yeah, you're going to be on this is the Ultimate Real Estate Machine podcast, which is what the podcast is about. It's about building a machine that works harder and harder and harder for you versus you having to work harder and harder for it. But you're going to be on the Agents on Fire TV show that we're releasing, and I'm excited to see you on the show and have you on the show as well. And you and I spoke about it, that I just believe in omens. There's a magnificent book called The Alchemist. Have you ever read that book?
I have not, but it's actually in my list of books
to
read.
Amazing.
I've saved it. Yeah.
But it talks a lot about omens in the book and paying attention to omens. And I swear, once you read that book, I read it multiple times. Like I read it one time and I was like, man, and I reread it again immediately after, because it was very profound to me in my life at that point in time. But you start paying attention to those omens that are around you. And that's what I responded back to you when you sent a text this morning. Hey, no, that's an omen. And it is an omen that you just so happen to be closing on your home that you've been building for a year and a half now. And we just so happen to be doing this podcast one day before that.
Right.
Were there any challenges that you had or anything that you've seen out in the industry while you're working in this process of having your home built that you can help real estate agents with, maybe part of the process that you're like, man, I just seen that on their website, or hey, there was something I didn't like. They could have communicated better with me. Or is there any kind of advice that you could give that would be helpful? Things you've seen from an outsider.
Yeah, I think
you're an insider.
Absolutely. I think it's not even a website thing, but just an outside perspective. So I was just thinking about it, and I actually left a review for the real estate agent locally whom I've been working with. She's a good friend, and she actually started showing older homes to us, because that's what we wanted to get into, an older home north of where we are living back in 2020, like summer of 2020. So we told her this is our price point we want to work within, and she started doing showings to us. And then what happened was, as we walked through some houses, my wife and I, we both realized that we can, at the time of because how the market was at the time, we could actually get into a new construction home and stay in the community, the area which we are living, in a new construction home, right? And the real estate agent actually told us it will be, she basically guided us that it actually will be a good fit for what's going on in your life. So the point here is, what's the true calling of a real estate agent? Is it to sell houses? Is it to help someone buy a house? I don't think so. I'll argue it's not. It is to listen to your customers, learn what they are truly after, and guide them in their journey. And that's exactly what she did. She helped us in getting the exact house which we want to get into. Now, when she did that, her commission got delayed by 16 months, right?
Wow.
But she, obviously she said
she wasn't about the commission. She was about serving you.
The money will come.
Yeah.
Right.
She was about serving you.
Build the following. Money will come.
And you would go back to her, and it's just human psychology 101 that you're going to refer people to her now.
Yeah.
Versus if you thought that she was just a commission breath salesperson that was just all out for herself, and you were just nothing more than another transaction, you probably would not refer her. But it sounds like she's made a lifelong client out of you.
She did. So that's exactly what happened with our previous agent who sold us this house. We haven't heard from her since we signed paperwork. No, there's no follow-up.
No systems to follow up.
Yeah, there are systems to follow up. You gotta make sure that you obviously keep your website going great. You have a CRM. You can learn about their kids' names, their birthdays, their mom's name, put all of that into your CRM. This is why you need a CRM, right? You get reminded about all this stuff when you have the CRM. And then make sure you are seen all the time through search engine optimization, right? And the influencer marketing you do, get on social, talk about what's going on in your life that day. Tell them about your journey, talk about the testimonials. So that way people understands that you are another human being and you are trying to help other human beings get to what they need at the right time. So when they have the need, they'll reach out to you, right? You don't have to even go after in a very aggressive manner, because
attracting business versus chasing it.
And I think, Jason, you earlier mentioned like Starbucks can put a store anywhere. Coca-Cola can put like Coca-Cola doesn't have stores, right? They don't have stores. They sell to stores. We know where to get the Coca-Cola, right? Right? So because you are attracting business rather than chasing the business. So I would say that's where you want to be. There are tools you can basically make to where they're working for you, where you make these tools, where you put tools in place, little processes in place, especially online where they are really working for you. So it's really the branding aspect of yourself. So you're always in front of people, and when they have the need, they'll come to you.
Well, hey, AJ, I appreciate you being on. Where can our listeners go to find out more about Callisto Art?
They can go to callistoart.com, which is spelled as KALLIST as in Tom, OART.com. They can reach out to me personally at AJA360.com.
Brother, I sure do appreciate you. I can't wait to see you on the TV show because I know you're going to be delivering a lot of great value for the world to see. And I'll be seeing you very soon here in another week or two in person.
In person, yeah.
At our mastermind.
At our mastermind. So thank you, Jason, very much for having me today in the Ultimate Real Estate Podcast, Real Estate Machine Podcast. It has been a great pleasure. And I look forward to meeting you in person in a couple of weeks too.
Love it, brother. Have a great day. Congratulations on your home.
Oh, thank you very much. You take care now.
That's it for this episode of The Ultimate Real Estate Machine. May your real estate machine be extremely rewarding, fulfilling, and life-changing for you and all the people that you impact. Claim those skyrocketing results that you demand from your real estate business. Subscribe to the show for more content like this at ultimaterealestatemachine.thepodcast.com. And don't forget to leave a positive rating. Thank you for joining us. See you on the next episode.